Here are all the components out of that Digital Storm gaming PC. There's the case. I have everything listed now on eBay or Craigslist. I listed the motherboard on eBay, the RAM on eBay, the cooler on eBay, and I put the PSU and the hard drive on Craigslist. This hard drive right here, it's a 750 gigabyte hard drive, and it's actually out of the green water-cooled Optiplex 780. That's originally what was in it when I bought it off eBay. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take that 750 gigabyte hard drive, this Wi-Fi antenna, and this Blu-ray player, and I'm going to put these three things in my gaming computer. I'm going to go into the house, going to grab my gaming PC and bring it out here and blow it out. It's probably been close to 6 months since I cleaned it, and I'm thinking it's probably pretty dirty. So let's go in the house and grab it. My poor gaming PC just sits here on the floor in the corner. The whole setup's getting a little dated, but I don't see myself switching it out anytime soon. So I'm gonna pull this thing out right now, and we're gonna take it out into the garage and blow it out. I kind of talked a lot of shit about how dirty this Digital Storm PC was, and I was still convinced that it had been years since he cleaned it, if he cleaned it at all. And I swear it's only probably been about 6 months since I've blown this thing out, but it's still looking pretty dirty. Let's take it outside and blow it out, see how bad it really is. So my hard drives are getting extremely full. I need to organize all my hard drives. It's a serious issue. I got videos all over the place. I got movies all over the place. I got files here and there. It's really a mess. Here's my old school cold cathode kit that I have on here. And that's kind of stuck. Let's see, let's take the back case off the cover. I totally freaking forgot that I already have my SSD drive in there. Alright, let's think about this. Damn it. Now that I have everything pulled apart, I'll just give you a quick little tour. I got an 850 watt thermal take. I got my XFX R9 290 that still looks a little dirty. It's a 4 gigabyte model. I can't believe they'd make such a nice graphics card and not put a back plate on it. That's a shame. And right now I just have an i5 4690 no K, and I only have 8 gigabytes of RAM at the moment. I've been shopping for another 8 gigabytes. Even the older DDR3 is kind of expensive, so I've been holding off on that. And I totally forgot that I had a boot drive SSD in this bay. I tried to pull it out to put a HDD, to put that other hard drive in there, and I was like, what the heck? So I took off the rear panel and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I got an SSD in there. So what I can do is I can take the SSD and like stick it right here, like double-sided tape it or something. Or I can just add this hard drive bay back in. I might do that since I kind of need more hard drives anyways. So maybe I'll just do that instead of messing with the SSD. Yeah, I think I'll do that. That's a lot easier. That's a lot easier. We will secure it with that little thumb screw. That's the one good thing about buying those old Optiplex computers, is when I mod them and stuff, I usually have a big hard drive left over to do something with. Now I need to find a appropriate power adapter and a SATA plug. Excuse me, dusty. Kind of embarrassed, the thing was pretty bad, even though I did blow it out kind of recently. Alright, it's a minor miracle, but I was able to find a black SATA cable and a Molex to a SATA power adapter. Alright, we got power. Now we're going to hook up a SATA cable. I need to redo all these wires. I did this thing a couple years ago when I wasn't as anal about my wire or cable management. I thought it wasn't too hard. Got a 750 gigabyte hard drive in there now. That should give me space for a little bit longer. And let's unhook this SATA cable and power from this disk drive. Out with the old, in with the new. Just, alright, super simple. Slide it in, put in the SATA cable and the power. See how that looks. Nice. Now we got to do the Wi-Fi antenna. This is just quick little stuff that needs to be done. And we'll be putting the Wi-Fi antenna in this top PCI X1 slot. That's probably the easiest spot for it. I actually really like this case. I know it's getting a little dated, but it's still a solid case. I love having the handles on the top. It's awesome. Alright, Wi-Fi card is installed. So I'm going to extend this wire on this cold cathode bulb because I want this little box up in this area. And I'm going to add another, these two bulbs are from the Digital Storm gaming PC, and this is a good time to add another bulb. I've only had that one bulb for the longest time. And we'll double side tape this one down and close this hog back up, take it back into the house. I really wish I could upgrade my PC, but I mean, honestly, the 4 gigabyte R9 290 is still a pretty decently strong GPU. It's about on par with a GTX 1060, especially if I overclock it. I got the i5 4690. It can't be overclocked. I think you can overclock it through the BLK, but I haven't really researched that too much. And it's on par with like a Ryzen 1600. It's a little bit weaker for gaming. I mean, it will get destroyed in like office work, multitasking, rendering, all that kind of stuff. But for gaming, it's on par almost with a Ryzen 1600. So it's kind of hard for me to, I'm kind of stuck in a bad spot because my graphics card and my CPU are kind of side grades within my budget. I mean, I can upgrade to a 1060 and I can upgrade to a Ryzen build or whatever, or I could upgrade to just an i5 4690K or an i7 4790K. But those are all kind of side grades, and for me to bump it up to like a GTX 1070 or, you know, a badass i7 brand new 8800K or whatever it is, and or Ryzen 1700 and stuff, it just gets out of my budget. So I'm kind of stuck right now. It's kind of, like I said, it's kind of a side grade, but the one thing that sucks is that these parts are worth about as much as they're gonna be worth. At this point, if I wait any longer, the resale value on eBay is going to continue to go down, down, down. Right now, I can still sell this stuff for a decent amount on eBay and put it towards new components. So I'm thinking about that a lot lately, what I'm going to do with this system and how I'm going to go about upgrading to more modern stuff, because the main thing with computer systems is selling your old components before they're worthless. If you wait too long to upgrade, then you just don't get enough for your old parts, and then it's you either have to sell it for almost nothing and then spend a bunch on a brand new system, or you know, just keep it forever and watch your performance slowly go down, down, down. So I'm stuck in a hard place right now. Anyways, let's do this little cold cathode kit and put this thing back together, get it back into the house. Most of the time when I'm going to be extending some wires, I will solder, you know, make a nice solder connection, but with these wires I think I'm just gonna twist them and put a little heat shrink on them. I don't think it's gonna matter. It's a little bit lazy. I always keep stuff like this. You know, this is just like some random little plug deal, just in case I need to use it for wires, which comes in handy. It's perfect. I really should solder those connections. I'm feeling a little bit lazy not doing it. Maybe I'll bust out the soldering gun real quick and do it. It'll take all but 2 seconds. I should do that just to make sure. Let's get the soldering iron out. It's kind of a curse. Every time I try to half-ass something, I start feeling like I shouldn't be doing it that way. I mean, it only takes a second to put some solder on these joints. So, I mean, if it only takes a second, there's no reason to be not putting it on there. Even my soldering iron heats up super fast. So, there's usually not an excuse to be lazy about it. It's just being lazy. And my soldering station is kind of on a bucket over there, and I don't have enough slack in my line right now, so this is kind of being a pain in the ass. There we go. Now it's soldered. I can sleep good at night. And we'll just slip our little heat shrinks over there. This lighter is almost out of fuel. Actually, I don't think it's almost out of fuel. It just doesn't work good because it's a dollar store lighter. I mean, that honestly just did not take long enough to be lazy about it and not do it in the first place. All it takes is like pulling on that wire or something like that, and then it comes apart and you're going to be pissed that you didn't solder it in the first place. So it's best just to do it. Alright, it's done. Super easy little extension. Let's go ahead and tuck it up over here behind the hard drive cage. Alright, now all we gotta do is put some couple pieces of double-sided tape, the cheap stuff on this one, and the good stuff on the actual light. I don't know if you guys have ever installed these light kits before, but if you don't use good 3M tape on them, they don't stay up for very long. Alright, this stuff is always a pain to get off. It's best to get a little razor knife, start it under the edge, pull it right off. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn this thing on its side so we can see where that light kit's going to go. That works. Nice, another Digital Storm part that I'm using on my gaming PC. We're done. It works. It's all hidden, can't see it. The cable management's a little bit nasty, but works for me. Alright, I guess we should turn this thing on real quick and see if everything lights up. Let's go ahead and turn this beast on, see what happens. Alright, we got our blue fans, our blue fan controller. Our cold cathode bulb down here is going. That's the one that we put the extension on. Oh, pretty. We got one upstairs now. Looking good. Got the new Blu-ray player. Bam. Alright, let's take this beast back inside. There's my gaming PC's home. We did a little work tour. She's all ready to go back in the corner. Got it all hooked back up. There's definitely more blue light in there now with that top light in. That's cool. We're good.